Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. Today is June 18, 2016 at 12:13 a.m. Birmingham. And the topic is Trump back in the news. Right now, you're hearing just about every news station, the internet. I turned it on Safari and here it is on Yahoo News and then the radio. Seems like everyone is teaming up against Donald Trump. What have they got to fear? I gotta know they have something to hide and something to fear. And it is Donald Trump, the one that knows what that is. And he hadn't mentioned it yet. But I'm sure there is a list that he's got. Anything happens to him, then it all comes out. But let's talk about the Torah codes up front. Again, that cannot be made up. You cannot go back to the first five books of the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, and just pull out names just because you write them down. And candidate for president just because you write, you can't do it. It's got to read them, and they do. And Rabbi Glazerson proved that. And then you go on and you have the dreams and visions of the fireman and several other people. But the fireman was the one that kept a log of it and documented it and gave it to other people. But yet it didn't come to light until one woman was in the beauty shop while the farmer's wife was in the beauty shop, and she was saying, my gosh, everything that Trump or that my husband dreamed about Trump's coming to true. And then this lady got inquisitive and she got a copy, gave it to her husband, the preacher, and the rest is history. So we know that all the things that was told about that the dream had in it has come past, except him being elected, and a few other things are in there, and those are being released. In fact, they're already been released. The whole thing has. But there's other things. You have Clinton. What she's not telling you, she's running on the Democratic Party ticket, but she's two things that she hadn't told you. She is socialist, proven devout socialist. And the other, she is a member of the Democratic establishment. I didn't even know there was another establishment, but there's two. There's one with the Republicans, there's one with the Democrats, and she is a member. And what does the establishment mean? What does it denote? It denotes a dominant group or elite group of people that holds power of authority and in giant organizations in a nation or an organization or a nation and large companies, group of people that are the establishment, and they're conservative supposedly, but that's just a side thing. But there's two of them. There's one that's Democrat, there's one that's Republican, and they just fight each other like this until now. So what happened now? The two got together. Even Clinton called in Sanders, said, look, Sanders, come over here and be with me and help me defeat Trump. And the Republicans went and got everybody they could get. Let's all get together and defeat Trump. And then they joined together. Let's beat Trump. Well, guess what? Who talked bad about that just today? And not knowing what he was saying, this is why I tell you this man shouldn't be where he is. And this is Paul Ryan. Here's what he said today. He said today, I want to bring reform to the health care. I want to bring reform to the tax system. And I want to take these 700 people that lost their life savings that were unfairly treated by the IRS under Obama and give their money back which is the only good thing he said so far. And then I want to fight against the terrorists that's come to this country. Well, Paul Ryan, are you White House Republican Speaker, or are you running as a presidential candidate? Sounds like a candidate to me, but yet he said something else. Also, he is speaking out against the self-government separation of powers. Paul Ryan said that. He said it today. Self-government separation of powers. It is wrong, he said. Powers are joining organizations. Well, I guess he joined first with a group to pile on Trump before he said that, or whether he forgot that he said that. Make up your mind, Ryan. You just gave us your first lie that I know of. So you have all these people that's piling up and abusing the power and going against one man because they fear him. What else can you say? Okay, now you have the Madison names. What is it that everybody fears so much? Ashley Madison, I'm not sure. But there's 800 names, more than 800 names that she has. I hear through a grapevine 400 were church elites. I heard that the rest of them were judges, high-profile individuals, governments, state and local, and federal, and high up in the federal government, maybe up to the Supreme Court. I hear that there's 3 names on that list right there. So you have all the TV stations blaring right now that Trump is gone, he's going down, his numbers dropping, he's a wash up, he's over, he's finished. If they say that enough, people will begin to believe them, when in fact it is a lie. What they're telling you is a lie. This is the way you brainwash people. You tell them over and over and over the same thing every day, and then soon, this is how Hitler brainwashed children. He started at the age of 3 or 4, at entering daycare, when they could first understand. Pray for Santa. Pray that he'll come bring you presents. Over and over, years and years, do this. Finally, he said, ask Castro to bring you presents. Boom, they got him. So now they're brainwashed. They believe in Castro as their God. So here we are, the radio, TV stations, and the internet that I'm on right now are telling you that Trump is losing, that he's washed up, that he's not going to win, and he knows he's not going to win. Are you being told that so that you'll believe what they're saying? I say this. I'll say, watch Trump win. Used to, there was 2 parties, or actually 1 party. Democrat, Republican was one. Then in 1892, there was a bump. Seemed like the Republican kind of broke off and called themselves a Federalist because there's parts of the Constitution they didn't like. Democrats upheld it, stopped them, saved the Constitution. Now it is the Democrats that's trying to dismantle parts of the Constitution like a line item veto. And it's the Republicans that's trying to hold on to it. Swap back and forth. So 1824, the parties were split, and then the conservative hung in there, but yet some say the conservative were still the Federalists. So who knows? There's so many parties. But Paul Ryan has joined in that crowd. I can't believe it. I really can't believe that so many people gang up. This to me is like the whole football team at the school bullying around one person. That's what they all act like. And what's worse than them acting that way is that you believe it. Got news for you. If God says something, is going to come to pass, then put money on it. It's going to come to pass. Trump will be elected. Remember what the Trump name means in Hebrew. It's like an aha moment. It's like a grand surprise. It's like, wow, I didn't know that. Or wow, I thought it was going the other way. He's elected or they're elected. You're kidding me. That's what Trump means. So maybe they will have the TV stations, everyone believing that he is so far behind he can't possibly win, but yet come November, all of a sudden he wins. And then that's when the Trump names will be embedded in everybody's memory. The aha moment came to pass. It is alive. So think about that. And all this, as far as the fireman prophecies and the Madison names, well, I won't get into there. You know enough about that. But all those who are trying to take down what's in the Torah and the prophecy that the fireman had, and other people had these prophecies, not just him. He's the only one that documented everything and dated it. So if you remember, on the very first time Superman was aired on TV is the movie, somebody said, "Boss, you got a man out there outrunning, speeding bullets, jumping over buildings. It must be a hoax." And what happened? He jumped up. He said, "A hoax. If it was a hoax, it would have been me." That's what Lex Luthor said. "I would have done this great hoax." But it's not a hoax. You can't fake something that God told you if you believe in a God. Guys, and one last thing. The UN Secretary today said the Pope's got to go. He is just gone nuts. He's crazy. This is what the UN Secretary General said today. And by the way, not Trump, but Obama wants his job, the UN head job. So one of them, either that one, Obama, or the Pope, his position, I think both of them are ushering in the Antichrist. So who's going to be the Antichrist? I still think is a high possibility it'll be Obama. May not, but that's just a guess, not a fact. But guys, don't let all this TV BS lie to you and bring you down and think that Trump's not winning, because he's going to win. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. He will win. Jody Wolf Expoz.